Good morning, everybody. My name is Thomas, and we're going to run a game from our upcoming Kickstarter. You guys will be the first ones to see this played. We're going to be running the Motherlode, and I've got some great players here with me. Again, my name is Thomas. I'm working with Drifters Atlas. How about we introduce going clockwise here on the screen? Let's start with Zach. I need what you're playing and AC, please.
Lovely. Hello, my name is Zach Goins. I am going to be playing Slab Stormrunner, the Earth Genasi cleric. I'm from Kansas, so he's kind of the tornado chaser of the Forgotten Realms. And my AC is 18.
Awesome. So one of the things is that this is it's sort of funny that you picked that. This is a world that is sort of built around Genasi loosely. We call Earth Genasi actually Korg in our world because of course we can't use the name Genasi in an outside of Wizards production. How about Tuesday Mernon?
Tuesday. Yes, I am Punicorn, and I am playing Tuesday, a halfling monk. My AC is a whopping 13.
Okay, wonderful. Let's go with Belig Moradin.
All right, I'm Ryan. I'm at Belig Moradin on Twitch and Twitter. I will be playing Willoughby Sunderson, the gnome rogue, with an AC of 14.
Awesome, thank you. And last but not least, let's go with Dwight.
Hey everybody, I'm Dwight, also known as Intern Dwight from MTD. Jake has kindly let me out of the Mimic Cage to play some games this morning. So I am playing Kelkis Cobblebaub. I am a Deep Gnome Warlock. Yeah, so we'll see how this goes.
And what's your AC?
Oh, sorry, AC is 12.
12. Okay. This will be interesting. We'll see how this works. Has anyone wiped the party in the first 20 minutes yet? On the stream?
Oh, no.
Anyone? No? Okay, let's see if we can make that happen. I'm kidding. No one likes to do that, especially when we're raising money. No one wants to raise money for a blank screen. So we're going to start off. I'm going to give you just a little overview of the world, and we're going to start right into it because we're on a time crunch here. You are you're on the continent of Ostawin. On the continent of Ostawin, a battle for godhood is happening, and even the poorest of farmers have the ability to ascend the social structure and become a demigod. In the aftermath of a large meteor in the middle of the continent, or in the meteor landing in the middle of the continent, brought on by the destruction of the old gods, Ostawin has been littered with these powerful pieces of glass or gems referred to as fibrum. While fibrum isn't common, everyone is aware of it, and due to its usefulness in crafting, and if you collect enough of it to be the ability to become a god. This has caused a power struggle between citizens and factions, all trying to control the pantheon. So it's just a little overview of the overarching theme of our adventures here. And now a little background of the actual where you're starting. I sent out a list of motivations. Did you guys get the list of motivations as well? If we could just go through quick and just let me know what the motivations are, and I'll read them off of why you are showing up here. Let's start with Zach.
Hit me for a second. I've got to pull mine back up.
Gotcha. Let's start with Punicorn then.
I am on the run.
You're on the run. So on the run, you are a wanted individual for a crime that you've certainly committed. Joining this mining crew and sailing out across the sea might just be your ticket to avoid prison or worse. You hope to lay low for a bit and stay out of trouble, but it probably won't happen. How about for you, Ryan?
I'm on the run as well.
Ooh, we got two on the runs. You guys on the run together, or?
Sure.
Dwight, how about Dwight?
I also chose on the run.
Oh, everybody is on the run.
I wrote a whole backstory for this character about being on the run. So
Perfect. It's your floor. Let us know.
You want to hear it? No, my character was kidnapped as a child, and served as a slave in the mines of an evil human lord. And I was able to bite and kick my way out of the kitchen where I was forced to slave and toil. And that's when I met the Celestial that I have made a pact with. And I am currently avoiding my human lords minions as they try to catch me after I've escaped.
Perfect. That fits very well, because where this takes place is it takes place in a pirate kingdom, and you are coming from a place called the Tusk. And I will read. The start of the adventure has the party all gathered on the docks of a pirate lord, Arkin III. A call has gone out that a gnome mining camp is in need of workers, or canaries, and are paying very well. The party has answered that call and are preparing to board the Flushed Lass, a trip across the jagged strait. The docks are called the Black Barnacles. They cling to the gray shores of the hard land with a resolution that ebbs with the tides. Directly behind you lies the fortress called the Tusk, home of Pirate Lord Arkin III. It sits amidst the mountains like an abscessed tooth in a stone golem. The ship you're preparing to board is a large and well-worn with splintered railing and sort of tattered sails. It is the best-looking thing you've seen all day. Standing just before you, just before the boarding, is a dwarf that looks about as nervous as they come. He's handed you a scrap of paper and told you to board within 20 minutes. Now you've got a couple options. There's sort of a couple of things here we can do around the docks. You can see bustling and movement and people loading and unloading crates onto the boat. You see people throwing bones down on the land by the boat, and people helping offload the cargo off the boat. Is there any of these things you want to check out before the boat takes off?
I'd be interested in checking out. Can we go onto the boat? Is that an option? Can we kind of go see where we're going to be living for a few days?
Absolutely.
Cool.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Calcus would definitely get onto the boat and trying to just stay out of the way, kind of skulking into a corner, trying to not be seen as much as possible.
Okay. Great.
I was gonna go see if I could start a fight with the gamblers.
Okay.
I was gonna go see if I could gamble with the gamblers.
Oh yeah, that.
Gotcha. So, okay, a couple of you go over towards the gamblers, and they're checking them out, and I would assume that that maybe Zach or Slab and Kilkas maybe sit back a little bit. Maybe Kilkas is hiding behind Zach a little bit, or Slab a little bit.
Yeah, I'm gonna go make my claim for the bunk space or bed space or crate or whatever I can down in the hold.
Gotcha. Okay. Where are you going? Are you staying with Tuesday morning and Willoughby, or are you going with Slab, Kelkas?
I think originally I was kind of hanging behind Slab, but as I've worked in the kitchens for the last 10-15 years. I don't even know what the world looks like, and this Bones game kind of looks interesting to me, so I'm gonna just kind of skulk over there a little bit, hang on the fringe, and just kind of see if I can figure out what's going on there.
Awesome. A collection of shipmates and dockhands sit in a tight ring on the shore. An elder Duskkorg sits in the center, throwing bones for copper pieces. As you look over, he raises his gaze to meet yours and places a single index finger to his forehead before returning to the tools of the trade. And you guys see sort of a nondescript ring of people around this Duskkorg who is throwing the bones. So it looks like other people trying to either get their fortunes read or watching other people get their fortunes read.
Oh, what's going on here? Interesting.
And he looks up to you and he takes his hand and he sort of shushes you for a second. And you see him close his eyes and put his hand on somebody at the ring. And he says, evil magic sits nearer to you than it does others, but wealth lies closer still. And he now looks at you and sort of waves over. He says,
All right, I'll go ahead and approach, my eyebrows, raising one eyebrow at the hearing of wealth.
I want to stay right next to him, like almost pushing in front of him.
Gotcha. You guys approach, and he says to you, Willoughby, he goes, what is your name, sir?
Willoughby Sunderson.
He goes, fantastic. He's like, I feel something strong coming from you. And he says, would you like for me to roll the bones for you?
Of course.
He says it's 5 copper pieces.
Ooh. And I'll pull out 5 copper pieces. And
Gotcha.
Is there like a pile of copper pieces, or
There's a little bit, but
or does
not.
he take it, or does he take it and put it away?
He's taking it and putting it away, but you see a belt pouch on him, but it's not anything crazy big. I mean, it seems like he's probably made a couple silver off of the people here around the ring.
Okay. I'll lay down my copper pieces.
Okay. So you lay him down, and I need you to make a D4 roll and add your charisma modifier.
That is a 6.
6. And he looks you in the eyes, and he sits a second, and he goes, this one's hard to tell. And he starts thinking about it for a second. And you start seeing him rub his hand through his hair, and his hair is sort of like wispy, and you see like dust and everything kick up off of his forearm, and his clothes are sort of billowing. And he goes, your ascension lies within your decisions. Love lies beneath magic, but is shadowed by evil intentions.
Well, that doesn't sound good.
Says, or it sounds fantastic. He says that you could become a god.
Yeah, so can we all.
I'm gonna start when I leave the circle. I'm gonna like walk past him as he moves on to the next person, and yes, I am going to try and snag that belt pouch.
Gotcha. So you what? Is anyone is Kelkos or Tuesday morning coming up to get their bones read?
I will cause a distraction. And,
Okay.
Like trip and fall accidentally on somebody.
Gotcha. Give me a deception roll.
15.
Okay. Remember, guys, we have at least one of the domain dice too already, starting from some great donations already. So we are off and rolling if anybody needs that throughout the way. And I want to encourage chat that this is going to be a tough one for level 1. So if we get more donations, it'll make sure that they live through everything. So 15. So explain to me what you're doing here.
I'm a halfling, so I want to pick like the biggest person that I can see, and like make like an obvious sort of like, oh, I tripped, and like elbow him in the side, or like punch him in the kidney or something as I'm falling, like, oh gosh, I just fell. But
gotcha. So you see sort of this ragged dwarf. He's got one eye sort of closed shut. He's got sort of at least haggard clothes. You can tell that he's one step away from having barnacles. He's lived so long on the sea. And with that, you reach over and fall, and he instantly grabs for a knife. And everyone's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Go ahead and, Willoughby, go ahead and give me give me a sleight of hand check. And Tuesday morning, let me get an attack roll.
17.
17. Okay, yeah. You go ahead and give me a D4 damage.
Nat 20.
Nat 20.
For a
Fantastic.
total of 25.
I rolled a 1.
That's fine. So you do it, and he shakes it off, and everyone starts to, whoa, this is not necessary. And he starts to calm down, and he goes, good thing it was just a halfling, and sort of brushes it off and starts to walk back towards the ship.
Excuse me.
We may not get off this dock.
Kelkus, what are you thinking right now?
Kelkus is just kind of, again, just standing and watching, kind of in awe of what's going on around him. While he started off kind of in the back, just the bustle of activity and the fact that he can tell nobody's looking at him specifically, he's kind of inched up into the middle of it a little bit. So,
gotcha. Yeah, there's no focus on him. That's for darn sure. So, what are you doing, Slab? You've gone onto the boat, and we'll get back to our hullabaloo here at the Bones reading. But you're up on the boat. You see people offloading cargo, and you see a dark Korg, and part of her head is missing on the boat. Just like a part of her skull is missing, about a third of her skull. And you see the ability to walk down into the hold, or you can talk to anyone up on the top of the boat.
I'll go talk to this Korg. I kind of dump my stuff probably on the ship, and then move quickly over. And I'm like, think we'll have a storm?
And she sort of looks at you and sort of brushes it off and continues sort of getting the boat ready.
What if we don't have a storm? This is sort of a missed opportunity. And, not too often you get to be on a ship and sail in the strait. And if we could have a storm and to boot, it would just be the God's grace upon us.
She says to you, she goes, well, I've done this so many times that this is quite an easy journey at this point.
No fun in an easy journey.
She goes, are you gonna help unload these cargo, or are you just gonna sit here wasting my time?
Yeah, I'll help. Yeah.
Okay. So
what do we got here?
So she is unloading like crates onto the dock. So on the dock there are stacks of crates and bundles of provisions brought over by the vessel. The Korg is missing, as I said, missing a third of her head, and looks over the inventory with a single remaining eye and takes notes in a leather-bound book. The dwarf that gave you guys the orders to enter the ship keeps glancing over her way and sort of like fidgeting, and is sort of very uncomfortable with her. And so she tells you to take the crates that are on the dock and bring them onto the boat, and then anything that's on the boat, when you go back to get another crate, take it off.
All right, yeah, I can crates on, crates off, easy enough.
Perfect. Okay, we're gonna go back to, and as that happens, so you start bringing crates on and off, and she goes, "Oi, hey!" And as she sees this thing come up, and you see her walk over and stand on the edge of the boat, and she's pointing down at you guys. She's pointing down at Tuesday and the dwarf, and so you see her sort of get blustered and yelling down. She's like, we got things to do. We need to take off within the next 10 minutes. It's you guys, if I need to come down there, no one's getting on this boat.
There's going to be a storm, y'all. You don't want to miss it.
She's like, the only storm that's happening today is me. And so we're going to go back to Tuesday and Willoughby and Kelkus. What's going on now?
So after I snag the with my nat 20 the pouch, I'm just gonna start like nonchalantly moving towards the ship.
Gotcha. It's all of that shadowed by evil intentions. That's all what it's all that that he knew this was coming. So
I'm actually gonna mumble to myself, not very good if he didn't see me grab that from him.
Okay. How are you saying this just to yourself, or are you saying this semi out loud?
No, just like
gotcha.
Well,
okay.
just to myself. Yeah.
I don't want to hold you to anything. I'm just saying that if you are sort of taunting, there's a risk. Tuesday, what are you doing today, right now? You just heard him say, "Thank gosh, it's just a halfling."
And he's just standing there.
He's standing there. He's gone back to sort of looking at our Duskord friend.
Wow. Yeah, I'm gonna try and take his knee out.
Okay.
So as Tuesday does that, Calcus kind of steps forward and excuse me, this might not be the right time. We have to go.
And Calcus is a little scared because our friend on the boat is sort of yelling down as this is happening. Don't make me come down there. If you kids don't stop acting up, it'll be homework in bed.
Calcus starts to shake a little bit. Like he does not react well to authority figures yelling at him. I don't want to cause no trouble.
I'm on my way. I want to like take a swipe at him from behind with my quarterstaff as I'm walking away.
Okay. Go ahead and roll an attack.
Call me halfling. 19.
Calcus immediately starts like very quickly shuffling towards the boat. Like
Gotcha. So you hit. Go ahead and roll attack with your quarterstaff, or not roll an attack, but roll for damage.
Oh, 9.
Gosh.
And you come up behind him and you look at the dwarf, and instead of sort of swiping across, you come down across the top and you bang him right on the top of the head with a quarterstaff when he's sitting down at the circle. And you see him, his sort of eyes roll back in the head and fall down. And Fossil looks up, who is the Duskord, and sort of wasn't expecting that today. We've got a lot going on. He's like, you better get on the boat. The Obsidian Shattered is going to be upset if we don't just keep going.
I'm on my way.
Gotcha. And he's passed out in the dirt around this circle.
I'm just shaking my head as Myrnin comes on. I'm like, didn't even check him for any valuables. Just let a body lay there in the dust.
I got what I needed.
Fair enough.
So did I.
So when you look in the bag, Willoughby, you find a bag full of coins. It's not super heavy, but there is 1 gold.
Ooh.
There's 21 silver.
Ooh.
And there's about 17 copper.
And a free reading.
And a free reading. Well, part of that, 5 of that copper was your reading, but so
a good investment.
You just made it back.
I'll just give him the.
Awesome.
I get that look a lot from you.
So as you start heading as you guys are going up the dock towards the boat, the Korg captain who is there on the boat looks down and she's like, well, don't come up empty-handed. Grab a crate. We got to go. And she's asking you 3 to grab a crate as you enter the boat. You can see it's the last couple crates moving in.
How big are these crates?
Okay.
They're not very big. They're like a milk jug, or a milk basket full of stuff.
Okay.
It's provisions, and there's something you can carry.
I'm
Okay.
going for the heaviest one.
Is there anybody else still on the docks waiting to come on?
No. So you can see that. The that Fossil is picking up sort of his stuff, and the dwarves are coming back aboard, and they're sort of dragging this limp dwarf onto the boat. But other than that, no one else is sort of waiting to come around.
Made quite the traveling companion, haven't you? He will wake up, hopefully, and then there'll be round 2.
He's gonna remember that knot, though. I'll tell you what, just a halfling left quite a knot.
Yeah. I think you'll watch
Come
his
at
mouth
me.
next time.
He's quickly making up, with the welt on his head, he's making up for her missing chunk. He points to the Genasi.
Are you saying that out loud, Close?
To the Genasi, yeah. I mean, I'm talking about the Genasi, but yeah, I'll probably say it out loud because I think it's funny.
And so she'll sort of give you this scowl of like, you don't understand what has happened on these seas. These seas are traveled by pirates all the time. Like there's pirate wars going on through this jagged strait. She's like, get below deck. It's time to take off. And you guys head out. Ooh, thank you, Chaotic Anarchy, for $110 donation.
Ooh.
Oh, what's she gonna do to me now?
Yeah. Yeah.
So we're cruising.
She's plotting.
Yeah, so they are things going on in the chat. So you can start to hear like creaking from the boat. And with that donation, we have 3 rerolls now. So remember that.
Nice.
We are taking off from the docks, and with that, you begin to sail out into the jagged strait. And this bay of water, is about 100 miles across to where you're going, and is about, give or take, a 3 to 4 day journey. And you're taking off around noon, and as you look back, you see this tusk of this castle on sort of silhouetted against the sky. And you guys are out at sea. Is there anything you guys want to do on the boat?
So the entire time that we're on the boat, I am doing my best to not work. Okay. I'm hiding. I'm trying to appear like inconspicuous. I can make myself look like I'm working, but not work.
Gotcha. Anyone else have a specific order do they want to achieve on the boat?
I am eagerly watching any stray cloud for a chance storm and calling it out loudly if one appears to be forming.
Yeah, there's dark clouds that come by. No big storms have hit as of yet, but there are some dark clouds hanging overhead in places.
Yeah, absolutely. Like wall cloud building. If you dangle a bit to starboard, we'd run right into it. You got time?
After a while, the obsidian shattered sort of looks at you, and she looks over at her crew, and she goes and push it and sort of stop and tells them. They keep looking at you, and the dwarves sort of point up and look, and she's like, "Nope, we're going straight."
Wasted storm is what it is.
And you guys, Captain Roderick is the dwarf that you saw on the dock, and he issues the calls for the ship. He says you are in for 4 to 6 days of travel, hazardous travel. The waters of the jagged strait are vile beasts sometimes. More ships have fallen to hidden razor rock than to pirates, though both are found in great supply throughout the area. And as you can see, and as you probably know from being in the area, is that a lot of earth was pushed up into this channel when the meteor hit years ago. So it's sort of like there's these little mountains that sort of come out of the strait in different places. And I need about an hour into the trip. I need you all to make a Constitution save. Sort of some rough seas from these clouds that Slab is calling out.
Is that 22?
That'll do it.
13.
10.
Bless you.
Bless you.
Silent bless you.
Thank you. I muted the mic, but it was a big one. I felt it culminating. So 4 rerolls now. We got another donation. So we have so you guys, you said the worst was a 10?
I got a 9.
Yeah.
Oh. So
I don't like that sound.
No. So Slab is starting to feel uncomfortable. Would he like a reroll?
No, absolutely not. He's gonna fake it till he makes it.
Gotcha. So as you know, or as your character is starting to feel, he is getting sort of like seasick as he's bouncing back and forth, running back and forth on the deck looking for storms.
Yeah.
So instead of holding on, he's running back and forth, running around, running down steps, going up ropes, coming down ropes. And he's sort of sitting there at the moment, sort of holding on. He's trying not to make shark food.
Yeah.
So
I'm like heaving over the side and then looking up and like cheering on the storm, getting weaker and weaker in my cheers, but trying not to let it shut me down too much.
Gotcha. So you guys, so the first afternoon is sort of non-climatic. You guys are just sailing through. You guys are seeing sort of ships in the distance. You sail past a large black and white lighthouse, and you come across where you start seeing sort of a mountain range way off on the starboard side. And with that, you hear, so that at dusk, you hear, at dusk on the first day is at hand when a sailor calls out, "Dead ship on the water." In an instant, everyone rushes to peer through the fog that's coming out, and a vague outline of a large vessel as the captain steers your vessel in closer. The outline takes shape, showcasing a galleon impaled on a rock outcropping. The captain calls out to you without taking his eyes off the task. "All right, birds, here's a good bit of training for you. Go see what's to be found." And he's pointing at you, Slab.
Oh, yeah. I'll give me a plank.
So what are you guys doing? He's knows that you guys have been brought on as canaries for the dig site. He's calling for the birds to go check out this boat.
So Calcus would be, as soon as he sees Slab moving that direction, he's going to kind of scuttle right up behind him.
Look over. I'll say it probably has been abandoned for some time. It's nothing of concern there, but maybe there's something that ship crew couldn't take with them.
As you get closer to the boat, a few seabirds pick at corpses littered across the ship of the deck. Across the ship, you see the door to the captain's quarters lies ajar. The same is true with the trapdoor leading down into the hold. The air smells of fish and rot, and the whole ship is silent, save for the slight creak as the two ships sort of move back and forth against each other in the water, and a gurgling sound coming from beneath your feet. Is everybody going to go over, or is it Slab and Kelkas?
I think Willoughby will like try and hang back, but as the captain like eyeballs him, he's like, "Oh yeah, I'm going.
I was going all the time." Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to see if I can like swing over on a rope.
Okay. So go ahead and make me a athletics or acrobatics check, whichever one you feel comfortable about.
10.
You want to re-roll that?
Not really, no.
Okay. So as you you look back and you see the dwarf that you hit with your quarterstaff, and you look at them and you do the same thing you did with Willoughby. You hit him with the double eyes, like I'm watching you, and you're still looking, and you grab the rope and you swing out and you jump off the rope, and you're judging the distance. You're like, this isn't gonna be good, this isn't gonna be good. And you grab onto the side of the ship with just like your fingernails in the wood, and you pull yourself up, but you've hit hard, and you sort of the air has come out of your lungs, and you are slowly sort of crawling yourself out of the boat.
But
or crawling,
I made it.
You made it. You made it. So you get up onto the ship. And
You're
at this
lucky.
point, you have sort of moved in front of Slab, because Slab is sort of standing there, sort of looking out.
You're lucky he didn't cut your rope as you were swinging there. You would have had it coming too.
I would cut him.
Give me an intimidation check on your awesome show of intimidation against the dwarf.
15.
Yeah, he's like, I don't know what is wrong with that woman. For a halfling, she seems to be good at everything. And you guys are over, and you guys are right on the edge of the boat. So as I said, you see sort of across the boat, you see where the captain's quarters would be, or you see sort of a door that's down into like the hold, and then you see some.
You said there's bodies on the
yes.
deck?
So that's So there are a few like corpses that have been picked by the birds.
Go pick one of those corpses up. Look at it.
Just like the whole thing?
Yeah, like kind of pick it up and look it over for any signs of a conflict or struggle.
So as you pick this up, like the leg sort of falls off. Some of the muscles are like have been chewed through. So you get like you get like the rib cage and like a couple arms and a head, and you're taking sort of moving it around like a mannequin.
Not made of very solid material, are they?
Well, humans aren't. It doesn't have the same background as the Korg.
Well, can I like do a, I don't know if it's a medicine check to kind of see what maybe.
Yeah, give me an intelligence check for medicine.
Okay. I'm sure I'm super good at that. Oh, okay, maybe. 23.
23. Yeah, so you see, as you're sort of looking at the bones, and you wave over your party, and you see that there are like pock marks in the bones, where it looks like it's almost like dissolved in acid.
While he's doing that, Willoughby's heading straight for the captain's cabin. He thinks that's where the treasure's going to be. That's where he's going.
Gotcha. So you see, when you look inside the door, you see the trail left by the captain of this vessel is easy enough to determine. From the doorway, one can see a toppled chair, papers, and maps scattered off the table now lies in pools of water on the floor. And the hunched figures of a suttee, which is what we are using as a fire genasi. A suttee lies sprawled across the desk, sitting near the far wall. In his right hand, still reaching into the desk drawer for an item that never saw light of day.
I head to that desk, and I'm gonna. I want to look it over, make sure it ain't trapped.
Okay, I need you to roll initiative.
12.
Perfect. And let me see here. So you go into the room, and you see in the back, like the corner in the water where the boat is sinking down into the water. You see 3 giant crabs.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no!
So they're gonna.
I'm going to yell, "Help!"
I'm used to that. I'll make my way toward him when I hear him say that.
Tuesday.
Yes, you've got him out of a jam a couple of times.
Yeah.
Everybody can go ahead and roll initiatives then.
All right.
So 5.
21.
Ooh, yeah.
3.
Okay. So as you start to walk into a room, you see the crabs sort of come out, and one of them is sort of in the water, and it's going to come out towards the middle of the room. And at that point, you're going to yell. You're probably 15 feet away from the closest crab after its movement. And you yell, and it's Tuesday. It's your first turn, and you're probably 30 feet away from Willoughby at this point.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and double move just to get in front of him, like between him and the crabs.
You want to move right up to the crab?
Yep.
What's your movement speed?
25.
Okay.
Tiny
I forgot that the monk doesn't get that right away. So you are right up next to the first crab. Yep. It is actually the crab's turn again. And the crabs are going to, the one crab is going to roll an attack on Willoughby, or not Willoughby, sorry, is on Tuesday. Second attack is also going to miss on the other crab who's going to come up. And on the third crab, it can't get to you in time. So now that you have one crab coming towards like the doorway with Willoughby, you have 2 crabs on Tuesday. It is Kelkis's turn. Or sorry, it's Willoughby's turn.
All right. You said there was one crab on me?
There's one crab coming towards you. It's probably 10 feet away at this point.
Okay. Then I'm going to move up to the one to one of the crabs that's on Tuesday. Can I do that without provoking anything?
Yep.
So I can possibly get my sneak attack.
Yep.
I'm going to pull out my rapier and stab away.
Awesome.
I'm going to use one of my domain dice, or one of the domain dice, because I got a 3.
Okay. Awesome. Reroll.
Okay, that's much better. A total of 24.
Yep, that definitely hits.
So sneak attack, because that person's engaged with my
Yep.
ally, for a total of 15 points of damage.
And as you take your sort of rapier and you push it in underneath like the plating of the shell, and you see it just sort of curl in on itself, and you've killed one of the crabs on Tuesday. Kelkis, it's your turn. I saw that you were sneaking towards the trapdoor. Are you actually doing that?
That was me motioning for him.
Gotcha. I saw the chat pop up.
I see him motion, and I'm kind of like back and forth, and but Kelkis has kind of attached himself to Slab, so he just kind of heads in that direction. But as he he's still a little concerned, so he's going to cast Eldritch Blast at one of the crabs. Okay.
There's one that's coming towards like the doorway. There's one that's right by the doorway, and then there's one next to Willoughby and Tuesday Mernon.
So the one that's coming towards the doorway is the one I'm going to focus on.
Okay.
And let's see here. So that is a 15 to hit.
Just hits.
Okay. And that does 8 points of damage.
Okay.
And then I'm going to continue on over to Slab, and I'm going to be like, yes, Mr. Slab. What?
Let's go check down in the home there while they're preoccupied. See what's to be found. Willoughby got his fun. earlier. We can have our fun now.
I glance back at the other two, and I'm like, yeah, I think they'll be okay.
Oh, they'll be fine.
So
They're just crabs.
What are you doing, Slab? Then
I'm going down to the hold.
Okay, so you go into the hold.
Mm-hmm.
Against what could be your better judgment, you ease your way down the steps and into the hold. Each step is slick with moisture, and the area promises to devolve into complete darkness rapidly. At the base of the stairs, you see a large hold similar to that of your own vessel. The area sits at a slight angle, and there's nearly 2 feet of water throughout. Across the way, you can make out a closed door.
Keep your eye out for eels, Kelkas. They like to hide in the corners here. Water.
Okay. So that takes your turn. You're at the bottom of the steps, and probably Kelkas is behind you somewhere close.
That's fine.
Probably maybe halfway down the steps or at the top of the steps.
Sure.
So it is Tuesday's turn again.
I have 1 crab left, right?
Yeah, there's a crab and a half.
Okay.
So there's.
I will smack the one that's closest to me.
Gotcha.
The ones that came after me. And I rolled a 1.
That is a crab miss. So, would you like to use a reroll?
I will use my reroll, and I will make it look really cool.
Awesome. You know that the more rerolls we use, the more they have to spend the money.
Yes.
Well, we have 7.
Yes, but we have to use through the 7 so we can keep getting more.
Well, my reroll gave me a 5, so that's a 10 to hit.
Yeah, that doesn't hit still.
Yep.
Sorry.
Yep.
So now we are at 6 rerolls. Feel pity for us, chat. Feel pity for us.
We need help.
Take my unarmed strike and just kind of like kick it in the face.
Yep. If she one-shotted the dwarf but misses the crab 17 times, I feel really bad.
I rolled a nat 20 for my unarmed strike.
Nice.
Yes.
All right. And I got a 4, so that's a 11 total.
Jeez. Oh yeah, because a double. I'm like, how does a 4 on an unarmed strike become an 11? Okay, it is the crab's turn, and they're both. The other crab that was in the sort of the doorway that got hit by the Eldritch Blast is going to head over towards Willoughby, and one is going to attack Tuesday. The first one is going to attack with 15 on the die plus 3, so it is going to do 8. It's going to be an 18 to hit Willoughby, which hits. You also can spend 2 of the rerolls to make me reroll at any time. That was one of the things we figured out. So if you would like to at any time, let me know and I will reroll. But if not, I will roll.
Can we do that with damage?
Not with damage, but to hit.
All right.
So it's 4 damage to Tuesday.
No, that was to me, wasn't it?
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Okay. So the next one is attacking Tuesday. And that's a 17 on the die. So it's going to hit as well. And it's only 3 damage.
Okay, good.
I know there's not a ton of life in level 1 characters, so we're trying to. Crabs aren't that scary.
I'm still up.
I'm still up as well.
So then it goes to Kelkas's turn. Oh, sorry. I just skipped Willoughby again. It's Willoughby's turn.
So which one of these 2 that are left look the most hurt?
The one that Tuesday just kicked in the face.
Is there a way I can spin an attack without taking an attack of opportunity?
Yeah, you don't have to move. They're both within the 5-foot square for you.
Okay.
On either side.
All right. So I'm going to go ahead and attack the one that's attacking Tuesday.
Okay.
That's a total of 9. So I'm going to use a reroll because I want to survive this fight.
Good call.
Is there a limit to how many rerolls we can use? That's an 11.
Once they're gone.
No. Yeah, you can use another one if you want.
I'll use another one.
Gotcha.
Okay, that's better. 19 to hit.
Yes, that definitely hits.
All right. My sneak attack will be a total of 11 on that one.
Yeah, and you do the same thing again. You sort of take that blade, the rapier, and you're like, this worked so well last time. You stick it down behind its neck and into the shell, and it sort of.
And I'm
crawls up in
gonna
on
turn
itself.
towards Tuesday and wink at her and say, "That's 2-0."
watch
Choose nothing.
The dwarf counted as 3.
Watch out! If Tuesday hits you with that stick, you're definitely going down.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So now it's Kelkus's turn. You
So-
are at the top of the steps still.
All right, so Kelkus will go down, continue on down into the
Okay.
bottom. He maybe takes a glance over his shoulders to make sure everything's under control. But yeah, he sees that they've got 2 of the crabs down. I'll head on down. I'll kind of just off to the side of where Slab is, and I just want to look around and see what's down here.
Okay, yeah, and it seems like a regular hold. So there's some like hammocks down here, and there's some more of the sort of bodies sort of in and out of the water here, and it looks like a basic hold except for this like 2 feet of water at the one half of the one half of the ship coming forward towards you. And there is a door, I'm sorry, at the far end of the ship that like in the water.
We have to go through the water to get to the
Yes.
door. Okay. So I'll continue on right over to the edge of the water, just kind of looking, but I'm not much taller than this water appears to be deep. So
Yeah.
I'm not going to quite go in.
Okay, so you're gonna look at the water and things.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Go ahead and give me a perception check.
Perception. That's 12.
Okay. So you're looking and you see, as I said, you see some bones in the water, but you don't really see anything else in the water.
Okay.
Slab, it's your turn.
So I'll make my way over and I'll kind of extend an arm down, and if Kelkus is willing, I'll kind of throw him onto my shoulder. You're a gnome, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. If you're willing, I'll
s-
throw you on my shoulder so you're not swimming.
I kind of like when you pick up a tiny dog, I kind of shake a little bit, like
Yeah.
I just freaked out, but then I'm like, oh, and then I calm down and sit up on your shoulder.
Oh.
And then I'll be like, yeah, just gross water. Probably in through there is where they kept the good stuff, I'm sure. I'll just try to push forward into the water towards the door.
As you start walking, I like kind of reach around and I grab a hold of your ear on the other
Yeah.
side of your head, and I just got like a grip on it. So I'm super nervous.
It's very hard. It's like it's not a fleshy ear.
Yeah.
It's good handle.
Yeah, it's like a earth. It's like where rock climbers use to find the spots to go up
Yes,
the wall.
exactly.
Right.
the handhelds. What you do was you step into the water, and I need you guys. We're going to stay in the same initiative actually,
Awesome.
and you are going to be attacked by something that's in the water.
Ooh.
Here it is. This is it's a kind of ooze. It's considered a mucus ooze, which is a new creature, and it's going to make an attack. I need you to give me a so that was a 12 to hit, and that misses.
Ooh.
So
What type of creature would you call this?
it's an ooze.
Yeah, but is it like a fiend or anything? It's probably nothing like that, though.
No.
Just a straight up monster. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Just curious. It didn't have anything to do with my spells or anything.
Gotcha.
So as this thing attacks us, what is it like? How does that happen, or what does it look like?
Yeah. So it's sort of is sort of like a like an arthropodic sort of arm out of this ooze that sort of hits you in the legs underwater here.
So like this, like I'm covered in snot now. Is
Yeah,
that the
like
idea
sort of
where like
this slime that sort of comes off against. It's sort of jellyfishy at the moment. It just,
okay.
sort of like a slime attack.
Yeah.
So and now that you've been hit and you sort of look down, you can see that there's probably 2 or 3 more of these in the water.
Okay. Do I have any action left on my turn, or did I spend my turn?
Yes, you haven't done anything. All you've done is walk so far.
Okay. So I have a pull up my sheet here. I have a warhammer.
Okay.
That is gonna splatter some ooze.
Gotcha.
So I'll just sweep through the water, kind of like a bushman clearing path through the brush. I'm gonna use my warhammer to swipe through the ooze and the mucus.
Okay. Go ahead and make an attack.
Yep. Ooh, does a 10 hit?
It does. It just hits.
Yeah, there we go. Thanks to oozes. Pretty good. I've got 8 damage with my warhammer.
Okay. And you sort of see one sort of dissipate into the water and then slowly sort of reform. And it's Tuesday's turn.
One crab left, right?
One crab left. Yep.
One crab left. And it's over by the door.
No, it has come up towards Willoughby.
Okay. It came to get us. Yeah, I will. I want to see if I can like stab my quarterstaff into it and like vault over it.
Okay.
Because that's cool.
Yep. So you sort of try to almost like eating at a soft shell crab restaurant. You take that quarterstaff and try to go right through the back of that thing.
20, a dirty 20.
That hits.
All right.
Just like Golden Corral or Outback Steakhouse, we have crabs and snot everywhere.
Oh, you made it worse.
Oh.
I do 7 points of damage.
And he is down. So the crabs are completely cleared.
And I look around to make sure somebody saw me.
Willoughby, are you paying attention? Well, maybe Willoughby's not here right now.
You're muted. Yep.
Yeah, I'm paying attention.
Gotcha.
That still only counts as 1.
That's at least 2 with a dwarf, though, right?
No, dwarf don't count.
Even.
He's still breathing.
I am worried for Willoughby's character here. I feel like they're going to clear the entire boat and he's going to be left. Oh, he didn't make it.
Would that be such a shame, though?
Yeah. No, only 3 of us went over there. Yeah. This is everyone. Let's go.
So we, you guys are now, there is no threat in the room. You guys can either stay in, we will continue to stay in the initiative, but you guys don't have to head wherever you want to go. Okay. So with that, we go to Willoughby's turn.
So that desk drawer that the body was reaching for, I want to go check that out for traps, see if it's locked.
Okay. So as you get closer to his desk that he was killed at, you see maps sort of on the desk, and then you see sort of him reaching for a drawer in his desk, and that drawer is locked.
Okay. Is it trapped that I can tell? Can I search for traps?
Yeah, go ahead and make a perception check.
Okay. Can we go with investigation?
Sure. That probably sounds about right. That sounds better.
18.
18. So you're poking around. You take your little dagger and you're sliding it around the box, and you're coming down on either side, and you sort of hear and it feels like now you can move your dagger around the entire outside of it. For a while, you felt like force. So it sounds like you probably disarmed a trap.
Okay. Then I will go ahead and you said it's locked. So I'll go ahead and get out my thieves' tools and pick the lock.
Go ahead and give me a D20 roll and add your proficiency for your thieves' tools. Unless you have double proficiency on thieves' tools.
I do, actually.
Okay, so add double proficiency to thieves' tools.
Dirty 20.
Okay, and as you you come around the edge of that dagger and you stick the thieves' tools in the thing, and pretty quickly, and you look back over at Tuesday, and you sort of do it looking away, and you snap the thing and pull the drawer open, And
It doesn't count. It wasn't alive.
that's also true. So inside you find a small case, and on top of the case is a loaded light crossbow with like one bolt in it. On top in the case is there's a little like small chest in this drawer.
All right. I want to open the chest and all that. I also want to take the small crossbow with the bolt.
Okay. Okay. In the chest, you guys see, and at this point, Tuesday would be able to come up as well. You see a small like tiara.
Ibs.
You see a leather-bound journal
What you done?
and 50 gold pieces.
Dang.
All right, I'll hand the tiara to Tuesday, and then I will pocket the 50 gold. She doesn't get any of that because she's got the tiara. And then I'm going to look inside the book.
Okay. So you said you're going to look inside what? Sorry.
The journal.
The journal. Okay. So on the journal, it's there are 4 entries, and in those entries, you see on 5/33 of the year 232, we set sail with basic cargo as listed in the manifest, plus an additional prisoner bound for Camp Providence. Advised all members of the crew to keep their distance. The box came locked. On the next day, 5/34, 232. Rendezvous successful. Cargo manifest updated. Their submersibles are now quiet. Then you have a skip a day, and on 5/36, 232, a crew member got too close to the cell and lost an arm for her curiosity. At least we don't need to feed the thing for a while. Page number, and the last page on the next day, on 5/37, 232, approaching the jagged strait with good weather. We should be through shortly, and then on to CP, and then around the horn and through the worst of it. Gods, that thing stinks. And then the journal is empty from there.
Okay, the last thing I want to do, or maybe next turn I'll do it, is I want to see if I can remove the entry without like making it obvious about the box being locked. I don't want any entry about any box.
Okay.
Everything else can stay, but I want that gone. So if I have to tear it out, if there's a way to erase it or wash it off in any way, that's what I want to do.
Yeah, so give me just a intelligence check.
Just drop the journal in the water puddle next to you. Whoops. Yeah.
I'm going to use a reroll.
Gotcha.
I'm going to use another reroll.
Oh, there goes our rerolls.
And that's a 19. I said in chat, I'm going to use them like Impact RPG did.
Nice. Nice. That means other people are just going to have to buy us some more. We're down to like 2 or 3.
3. Looks like we got 3, yeah.
So as you sort of take out your tiny, maybe like a skidding blade or something, not your full-blown dagger, but you take out your skidding blade and you sort of stick it in the binding of the book, and you slowly cut out the entire page. That and without really checking, you can't tell that there was a page there before.
All right, cool.
So, Kelkis, you are on the shoulders of Slab, and there are what he has called out as oozes in the water.
Okay. So I'm gonna just kind of lean in close to Slab's ear on this side. I'm just gonna say, Can you put your hands over your ears real quick?
Nope. I got a warhammer and a shield.
Oh, well,
Do your worst.
sorry then. And I'm gonna clap my hands together and cast Thunderclap. So all creatures within the 100 feet have to make a D12 Constitution saving throw.
Constitution.
A D12?
Yeah, I'm sorry, a 12 Constitution saving throw.
Gotcha.
Yep.
That makes more sense. I'm like, wait a minute, a D12?
Just made it. 12. That's it.
Okay.
19 if we're within range.
You guys are not.
Okay.
Good.
So one of them makes it, or
Okay.
one of them makes it. The other two do not.
The one that makes, or the two that don't take 3 damage. Anything that saved takes 2.
Okay. So as you sort of hit this thing with the thunderclap, the water sort of, because it's force damage, correct?
Yes.
So the water sort of pushes up and sort of waves up against the door. And you see that there are a total of 3 oozes here in the water that sort of are spread against the deck when the water goes up. And the water recedes back down and you sort of see them wash around. And do you want to move? Do you want to go anywhere else? You have a bonus action?
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and just climb down off the back of Slab at this point to give him a little more mobility.
Okay.
And freedom to move. And I'll just stand a few feet behind him.
Are you standing in the water or out of the water?
No, I will be out of the water. I want to back up out of the water. So
okay. So it's now and then your turn is over? You all
yes,
set?
yep, that'll be it. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So it's now the ooze's turn. The ooze that you hit with your Warhammer Slab is going to come up into your space. And it's sort of going to sort of slime up on you.
Okay.
And I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Ooh, okay. Not my strong suit. With a -1, but 17.
Okay, that's pretty good for negative.
Yeah.
So on a successful save, that you can you could push the ooze in any direction 5 feet.
I like flick it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll just throw it up against the door.
Okay. So you throw it. You're not close enough to the door for it to hit like the door and slide down, but you throw it sort of like you take it off your arm and send it out into the water, in that direction.
Yeah. Genasi don't have boogers in canon, so this is a newfound fascination to get to one. Yeah.
Gross. Okay. So then the other two are going to come up to you, and they're both going to make melee attacks.
Okay.
Because you're still in the water. One is rolling a 2, and they're both rolling a 2, so they're both going to miss. It is Slab's turn.
Sweet. I will.
2 right next to you, and 1 like 5 feet away.
Goodness gracious. You know what? I'll turn back to my buddy and I'll say, now it's your turn to hold your ears. And then I will cast Thunderwave.
Gotcha.
So that is a Constitution save, DC 12.
Yep.
I'm gonna use domain die, reroll die on that one because it rolled over from a 13 to a 5. So
solid. 2 pass, 1 fail.
Yeah, and I passed on my reroll.
15 points of damage.
Okay, on the ones that pass, fail.
On the ones that succeed, it's 15.
Okay.
On the ones that fail, it's a 16.
Yeah.
Sorry. And the ones that fail, it's like half that. So 7.
So 7.
8. Whatever.
Okay, and the ooze that you flicked out towards the door just sort of dissipates in that same thing that sort of happened. You hit, the water is still rushing back towards you, and you hit it just sort of scatters back to the boat now. It's like taking water into like a dish pan, and it's sort of back and forth, and things are sort of going everywhere.
Is anything good revealing itself in this thunder wave floor? Like, is there loot that was underneath the water that maybe is revealed?
So you see the skeletons, but you also see like anything that was on the pirates that were in the boat.
Okay.
So you see every now and again you see like a copper and a silver fly by. and you have taken a couple of times where like a scimitar has come dangerously close to you or Kelkis, as it sort of comes through with this storm that you are the storm that you are making in the bilge of the boat. You also see some like crossbow arrow bolts and things like that.
Okay. Oh, no problem.
So, Tuesday, it's your turn.
I look fantastic in my new tiara.
You do.
And I mean, I only came in here because What's His Nuts needed help. So I'll just go back out. I wasn't really planning on being helpful or doing anything over here. So I'm just going to like.
You do hear, in the last 6 seconds, you do hear 2 giant explosions from under the.
Yes, that is accurate. Yeah, I'll like poke my head down the stairs and be like, you good?
What I envision, tell me if I'm wrong, is you sort of laid on your belly and you're looking in upside down, and all they see is like a face and a tiara, and everything else.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you good under here?
And you quickly see that they are not what you would refer to as good.
Kelkis kind of just no.
I will like tumble over and like land. I'll go down there.
Awesome. So, you sort of, are you just jumping down? Are you taking the steps?
No, I mean, if I'm hanging over, I'll just like hang on to the edge and flip my legs over.
Give me an athletics, or an acrobatics.
24.
Ooh. So, you are upside down, and you bring your legs almost like a small child completely over your body.
What did you call me?
Not
almost
like I just picture I've got a 2 and 4-year-old in real life, and I know they make some moves that I've never seen before out of anything else. So I see the legs come over, and you must have done it with core muscles or something, because without you flip over these legs and you fall down and you land on the bottom step. And the bottom step is sort of slimy and covered in sea stuff. And you go to slip, and somehow you figured it out, and you've instantly planted your foot then on the deck, the bottom decking as well, and you keep your balance.
Superhero landing.
Yeah, the 3-point land, the superheroes to the Thor jump, and then you can see that there's these. There's 2 mucuses sort of spread out across the floor as the waves are crashing back down in the deck here. And you have probably out of movement at this point coming from the captain's quarters, but you are down, and you have an action and bonus action if you'd like.
Well, that's gross. I don't really have anything other than punching. For my actions.
You can take you can double move if it's an action if you'd like. Or you can stay where you are. Either, it's up to you.
I will can I do like the dodge action
for sure,
like if one of the oozes comes to me?
Awesome.
Because I did get crab bit.
Yep. You did get bit by a crab. That is something that has happened. Willoughby, your turn.
I think Willoughby is going to search the rest of the room.
In the captain's.
He's not too worried. Yeah, he's not too worried about what's going on down there.
Yeah. So you keep looking around, and you see that this is sort of there's some little like trinkets and knickknacks and things like that, but nothing of any worth after looking around in this captain's hold. It was all locked.
And I'll leave it behind and start just casually walking towards the hold.
So as you walk out of the captain's quarters, all you see is Willoughby's legs straight, not Willoughby, Tuesday Mernan's legs straight in the air. And you see her head first down into the hole. And then you sort of look down the hole. You're like, oh my gosh, what has happened? And she's just standing there at the bottom step, sort of like Ta-da!
Always the show off.
Yeah. So, so that is your turn. Kelkus.
So there's two of these.
There are 2 oozes left.
Okay. So I'm gonna target the one. I guess the one that's closest to me, whatever that would be. I'm gonna cast another Eldritch Blast at it.
Okay.
And is that a 13?
13 hits.
And that's gonna do 2 points of damage is all that does.
That is exactly what it had left.
All right. Well, that works.
As that hits, it sort of does that same thing before. Like when there was no water, it sort of smushes it down and it sort of dissipates into the murky water.
So, and Kelkus just kind of lets out this little squeal, like, oh, he did not expect that to happen. But he's also going to, because he took quite a bit of damage from that thunder wave a moment ago. He's gonna back up a few more steps and just he kind of bows his head. He grabs onto this amulet he has around his neck, and he starts mumbling something. And then you see this light kind of surround him. And I'm going to use a healing light.
Okay.
And which I get I get a D6 here. So let me roll that real quick here. +2. So I get 4 points back on my HP. So
okay, and
that will be my turn.
Awesome. So we have the ooze. The last ooze is going to move up on Slab again, and it is going to try to make you make a dexterity saving throw again.
Yeah, no, that's its best shot for sure. Let's see. I'll spin one of our rerolls this time once. That it's going to be a 1. Even with a reroll, it's a 1. So we're going to keep the 1.
Gotcha. So it comes up, sort of slides up your leg. You can see it. It's now breaching the water, sort of on your thigh and hip, and it's going to do some damage here. It's going to do max damage for a total of 8.
Oh my gosh. 8 damage?
Are you still up?
No. That was well, after my friend Thunder waved me, I was down to 8. So I am now unconscious.
So
this is just like a jellyfish. Somebody has to pee on it.
It goes back to Tuesday's turn. And it's still on your body, by the way. It's like a booger. It's still on your body.
Yep.
Well, I think I have to hit the ooze, even though it's on you.
Just beat this dead horse.
Sorry, not sir.
No.
Well,
the only way to prevent a TPK is to kill one of us.
So that would be a 16.
That hits.
I will try to I'm not gonna just go straight down. I know what somebody being unconscious looks like.
Yeah,
That's
a hit.
I'll angle it.
You miss your friend Slab and you hit it on the ooze. It doesn't do any damage to Slab.
Good.
With a miss, you would have smacked him in the face, and maybe he would have lost part of his head, like the obsidian shattered.
And I got that's 4 damage.
4 damage as you take your stick and you sort of drive it down into this ooze and wiggle it around, and you pick up your quarterstaff again, and it's sort of dripping off the end, but it's dead.
I just kind of flick it away, ugh.
So we are out of initiative. But Slab is laying in this sort of murky water,
probably drowning actively.
That guy's not doing good.
I run over to him immediately. I mean, it's completely ineffective, but I'm just grabbing a hold of his arm or just trying to pull him out of the water.
Gotcha.
Not doing anything. Barely lift his arm even.
Yeah. I will help with that.
So, okay.
While they're pulling him out, I'm going to start looking around for any loot.
Of course. So the two of you start grabbing at Slab and slowly bring him out. Slab, go ahead and make a save it. What's it called? A death save.
Yeah. Okay, that's not bad. 19.
Okay, first succeed. We do have, I think it's one reroll. So if you get into a tough spot, we do have at least a reroll left. I don't know exactly how many, but so you guys pull at least his head out. It's taking a while for you guys to get him out because you are a halfling and a gnome trying to pull this giant like piece of rock almost out of the water.
As I pass by, I'm gonna be like, "You guys good? You guys good? Yeah, yeah. All right, cool."
So as we get him out, as soon as we get him out of the water, I reach up and I grab that amulet around my neck, and I'm gonna cast Cure Wounds on him. And he gets 9 points back. So
nice. So he's gonna heal. Go ahead and give me an investigation check, Willoughby.
I like investigation checks. Ooh, that is not good. Yeah, I'll spend it. I'll spend that last domain die. We have one left, right?
I think we have one left.
Nat 20.
This is the second nat 20 in the investigation you've had?
Yeah.
He sees
ridiculous.
all.
No, the last nat 20 was my sleight of hand.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah. Same thing, looting. Yeah. Rage looting. So so as you're sort of looking around through this water and you're sort of doing the whole shuffling with your feet and sort of shuffling things out of this this murky water, you find 2 or 3 scimitars from the dead bodies. You find 2 light crossbows, and you find a change pouch.
Okay, so I'm gonna let everybody see the scimitars and light crossbows, but that change pouch is getting sleight of hand into my pocket.
Okay, give me one of those. You feel that this change pouch is quite a bit lighter than the one you took from.
Oh, it's still money though. And sleight of hand 11.
Okay, so you take this one and you wiggle it into your pouch when you're sort of looking around. You sort of pretend to stumble in the water a little bit and put it in your pack. And in that change pouch, there is only 11 silver left. Okay. And as you're looking around, sort of all around sort of the room, there's sort of silver and copper sort of scattered around after these thunder waves have sort of shifted everything everywhere.
So as they're doing the healing and stuff, I will, like, anything obvious to them, I'm going to let them see and like kind of put it in the pile for salvage. But if at any time I think they're not paying attention and I think I can get away with it, I'm going to pop
Awesome. It. So you guys you now have you have a couple scimitars, some light crossbows, and probably 10 copper and 5 silver in a pile. And then there's the door on the other side of the water.
I pull myself up. I kind of look at my leg, look at the mucus.
There's still sort of this mucus sort of running in between like cracks in your clothes and everything else. You've been snotted.
Takes a lot more than a snot to.
Limed.
I'm sorry, Mr. Slab. I'll be more careful next time.
You're fine. You're fine. It did what you could. That's all that matters. It's done. Let's go find out what's behind that door, and I'll just go plow through and kick the door open, as it were.
Are you actually kicking this door open?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm kicking this door open.
So as you kick this door, give me a strength check.
Absolutely.
As he's kicking the door, I'm going to be like, oh, it might be something You good? You're good.
I'll you know what? This seems like an appropriate thing to spend a reroll on. I'm gonna reroll.
Don't have any.
Oh, we don't have any. Then a 5.
So you kick the door, and you're. Oh, we do. Okay, so we do have a reroll.
Lovely. Okay, that's a little bit better. 14.
So you start to kick, and you don't feel the door give, and then something, and you feel sort of that radiant energy that Kelkis helped you with, and it sort of pushes some power into that leg, and the knob sort of wiggles, and it slams through. And this is the time, people. If we need it, we have about 20 minutes left in our game. If anybody wants to donate, we don't want these adventurers to get stuck without any rerolls. So they kick in the brig, and in between holds is a tight corridor, barely large enough to pass would pass through at points due to constructed cells that take up much of the space. Fashioned with massive planks and iron, the brig offers no insight onto its contents, save for a small iron gate at the top of each door. As you walk in, you've kicked in the door and you walk in, you hear in your heads, "Hello, kind creatures. Would you be willing to assist with a troubled soul?"
Sure, whatever.
Immediately, Kelkis is like, "Help? Yes.
If so, we all hear that.
Yes.
Okay, I'm like, hey, so this journal says that somebody lost an arm to whatever's in that cell. You might want to be careful while hiding behind the door.
Okay, I wanted to make sure it wasn't on the page that you ripped out. So you let them know. What are you guys doing? You guys can walk in between the two cell doors, or
so is it like a hallway with cells, and then is there something else on through?
So yes, you see a space like it open up for a secondary hold after the two cell doors.
Gonna ignore that and this, and just gonna like let's make sure we found everything there is to find, and just kind of beeline, like duck below the grate, so I'm not gonna lose an arm or an ear to this, whatever it is, and just see what's in that secondary hold.
Okay. As you pass, in your heads again, and you make it to the secondary hold, but you hear, "It seems these loathsome pirates took me as an oddity or curiosity, and thus bound me with the hopes of tormenting me further. Please help me." And you've gone through into the secondary hold, and within this small room is a single lone chest. Even from the doorway, you can feel radiating with energy flowing through it. It's wooden, small enough to carry, and has been outfitted with a massive lock. 1,000 scripted runes are etched into its surface.
Yeah.
A chest?
Yep. It's a fancy chest.
Willoughby comes in and he's just like, "Ooh, pretty," and he starts looking it over to see if he can notice any traps or anything like that.
I would like to be looking in the cells.
So you sort of climb your way up the front of this sort of cell to look inside the grated area, and you don't see anything in either of them.
Where are you?
And he goes, I am in the cell to the left. I have made myself hard to see to protect myself.
Oh. All right. Y'all, I'm gonna don't eat me. Got it? I'm gonna open this.
That's fine. We're preoccupied for some time.
I'm not even listening to her.
Clear the door.
What are you doing, Kelkis?
So I guess I'm in the middle of this group, and I'm gonna follow Tuesday but stay behind several feet.
Okay.
Something doesn't feel right to me, but I also really want to help naturally. So
so you open the door and you see into this cell, and you actually give me a strength check to sort of to sort of pry it open with a stick or something, because you don't have a key to the
and as I open the door, I want to like hang on it and swing behind it so that I'm protected.
Gotcha. Kelkus is gonna be standing there in the open by himself.
You said strength check, right? 10.
Okay, so you sort of take it at Jimmy and you guys work on it together, and you finally pop the door as they're working on looking at the chest. And when you do that, the door opens and you look in and it's empty. It looks empty. And after you sort of peer in, are you going to come out from behind the door? Are you going to stay where you are?
You can leave now. Something is leave.
Yeah, he says so. He becomes visible, and it is an elder Periton. It's this griffin deer mix, and he's going to come from being invisible.
Sweet. Do you swim?
I don't, but I have my ways to leave here.
Okay.
He says, I am Bakalawab, and I am here against my wishes. For I need to return to my civilization, but I'm going to wait for you guys to clear the ship. And he lets you know. He says, I know what's in the chest. He says,
do we want it?
Yeah, he says, I don't know. It's valuable and powerful. And I'm assuming that Willoughby doesn't hear anything until valuable and powerful.
Exactly. You see his ears, just his gnomish ears, like perk up, and he immediately goes to try and unlock this box.
Guys, we are so close to $12,000. Let's get there by the end here. Let's make it happen.
Donate, and I will ride whatever this is.
Nice. I'm not sure that he's going to like that too much, but
we're best friends now.
We'll see what happens. So he's going to tell you how to work past the Arcana lock on the thing, and he is going to go invisible again, thanking you immensely for releasing him.
Yeah, I don't really like being locked up either.
And he's going to sort of do the griffin sort of legs out sort of bow or curtsy or whatever it is that you'd see from like Harry Potter or whatever else with Buckbeak or something. He sort of gives you a polite nod, and he's going to. So now we go back to Willoughby and Slab at the chest, and he is. So you are going to gain. Are you guys trying to get into the chest?
Most definitely.
Yeah. I don't know that I can help.
Which one of you would like to try?
I would like to try.
Okay, he's going to give you advantage on all the rolls.
Okay.
So I need a Arcana check.
Ooh,
you get advantage.
Do
we have any? Can someone tell me in the chat if we have any rerolls for these folks?
Nothing currently.
Nothing currently.
15.
15. So you make the first one, and some of the runes sort of come off of this lock. Now I need you to pull out your thieves' tools. I need you to make a thieves' tool check.
All right.
Seven. Okay, so you put your thieves' tools into the lock, and you're moving it around, and 1 point of lightning damage happens.
Oh.
It sort of sends you away from the chest. And are you going to continue?
Yeah, I'm going to keep going. There's something.
I think that knocks you down to 1.
No, I'm down to 4.
Okay, so I need you to make.
You had 2
I need
kills.
you to make. Oh. I need you to make a. an Arcana check again.
Okay. 15.
Okay, got it. Back to our Thieves Tool check.
Natural 20.
There you go.
Okay, with that, you feel like the first half of this lock, and you're moving your Thieves Tools in and out, and you push in, and you just sort of feel it go right through, and you go through both sides of the lock, and you see the unlock come down, and then you sort of feel this sort of attack into your head, and I need you to make an Arcana check again.
9.
And with that, you take 2 points of lightning damage, and some of the runes glow back into the thing.
We're gonna get a TPK off this box.
Did you not follow the instructions?
I'm trying.
Well,
Are
try
you rolling
harder.
at advantage as well?
Yeah, I'm rolling with advantage.
Okay. I need you. So the lock is unlocked, but all the runes are back on it.
So all the Arcana checks.
So I need you to make 2 Arcana checks. I need you to make.
As he's working on that, I notice that he's taking damage. I go over to him and I grab my my amulet again, and I'm going to use my last healing light die, and you will get 3 points back, health.
Oh, thank
God. He was on the edge.
On a scale of 1 to 9, I'm at 5. All right, so this one for the Arcana check is a 14.
Okay, yep. You pop right through that one.
Second Arcana check is a 19.
And with that, you have made it through, and you don't feel anything, and the lock falls off, and there's this to the chest here. So you guys open the chest, and inside the chest there's this glow, and it's this like white and green glow, and you see these pieces of gem or pieces of glass, and it's what you have been described to as this fibrum. And there are
How many are there?
There are 4 pieces of fibrum, and there's also a spell scroll and a chest full of diamonds.
Okay, so I'm immediately going to turn around, face the party, slam the thing shut, and say, all right, we need to have a discussion here. All right? So if we take this back to the ship, they're going to want a piece of this.
We're in the middle of the ocean. Where are we going to take it?
Well, we need to hide it amongst ourselves and only bring back the journal.
If each one of us
maps.
If each one of us swallows 3 or 4 pieces, we should be able to.
I like where your head's at. Yeah. I like where your head's at.
That's a big gem to poop out. Just want to put
that
there.
Not.
Where there's a will, there's a way.
That. Yeah, I am tiny in every way.
Bottoms up.
We can hide these.
I'm just good with this tiara that I had when we came onto the ship, definitely. So.
Well, you're gonna have to hide that because they're gonna want a piece of that.
It's been mine.
So what are you guys trying to hide? All of it? Parts of it?
All of it.
Okay.
I don't want to give any diamonds away. The spell scroll, I'm not too worried about.
What's it a spell scroll of?
So you guys start taking a look at it, and probably our Kelkis is taking a look at it, and you hand it over to him, and he says, "Oh, this is a 3rd level scroll of Dispel Magic."
Wait, that could be useful.
Would have been helpful with opening the chest, huh?
Mm-hmm.
I hand it back. I hand it back to whoever wants to take it, and I won't hide any of this myself. I won't tell anyone that you're taking it, but I won't steal.
I will swallow at least 6 diamonds.
I'm gonna hide as many diamonds as I can.
Slowly lowering them into his jaw.
It's like cramming marshmallows into your mouth for that kid's game, right?
Yeah.
Like,
I'm gonna hide as many diamonds as I can, and especially the little
Vibram.
crystals. Yeah, that is not getting seen by any of them.
Okay.
Yeah, and then whatever I can't hide, I guess I'll show to.
Gotcha. So go ahead and make me a Constitution saving throw, Zach.
Absolutely.
I will go ahead and take like the crossbows and stuff.
Gotcha.
That is a 14.
Okay. Yeah, you get down about 6 diamonds before you start to get a tummy ache. You're like, oh, I didn't think I could get this. He's like, I've been eating hot foods forever. I didn't think that this was a problem.
My ancestors would have been disappointed. Wow.
That's impressive.
Yeah. Well.
So you guys head back to the top of the ship after you've explored everything, and you go back aboard. And this is where you are met by the Obsidian. Let me find the name again. Obsidian Shattered, which is the Korg that's missing part of her head. And she goes, "What did you find? What did you see?" She's like, "Yo, you guys look rough. What did you guys run into?"
Rabs.
Rabs?
Crabs.
Boogers.
Crabs.
Oh, and boogers.
Yes. Crabs and boogers. She's like,
Yeah.
that is.
But we took care of them.
That sounds like a golden corral.
Here's some. Yep. Here's some weapons.
Okay.
Here's some loot we found, and I'm gonna this is all we found, and I'm gonna show her the journal with my page torn out. Actually, when we were back down there, can I have eaten that page now that
Zach's eating pages?
No,
Yeah.
now that we found the treasure chest, so nobody needs to know about that treasure chest.
Okay. So Slab, you see Slab eating, you get a good idea. So you reach into your pocket and you're ripping it up into pieces, and you're chewing it up, and you put a little like hardtack in there as well. And so you guys are now swallowing as many things that you don't want people to find as possible. Yes. Slab, if you ever play this character again, just know that at some point I want you to roll random rolls to see when these come out.
When the time comes, yeah.
When the time comes.
How much damage?
So I need you guys to make a deception roll.
I have a +4. Anybody
Okay.
wanna...
Yeah.
Anybody who kept stuff. So I need one from Slab, Tuesday, and Willoughby.
21.
21. You let the Obsidian Shattered know that you've had the tiara the whole time, and the tiara is actually a circlet of blasting.
Yes. Pew pew.
So you have so now you started to feel like comfortable with the circlet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, you didn't.
It's been there the whole time. I don't know.
You didn't notice this before? Sure.
And
okay.
The dwarf that you smacked on top of the head is like, "Oh yeah, she had it the whole time," and is walking away.
I rolled a 4, but they're gonna have to cut me open to find what I.
Yeah, so they think you're lying, and they pat you down. They check all your stuff. He's like, "Oh, all this guy has is like some rocks in a bag and a warhammer and what else do you have on your equipment? Anything?
Just have a guilty face.
Anything good of anything in your equipment?"
No. I mean, you can steal anything you want from me at this point, but it's basic adventuring supplies.
Gotcha. So they're like, "Oh, you must have found these down there." And so they start to take some of your adventuring supplies. You end up with very little rations left. They take away any kind of good food you have. And how about you, Willoughby?
I got a 17.
17. Okay. They're like, she's like, I thought I could trust another Korg. It starts to walk away. But all of you guys leave with what you had. Everybody gets one of the pieces of fibrum then, if you want to divide it. And then as the next couple of days you have, we're going to wrap it up here because we're pushing on time. Chapter, I have moved too far. By the last day aboard the Flushed Lass, everyone hates nearly everyone. Any goodwill gained has been spent, and bad blood has soured further still. Captain Roderick calls out to the dock that has been spotted, but neglects to slow the ship much at all until the dock is closer than it has any right to be. The ship drifts into the side of the nearest bay, cracking wooden planks and scattering a few gnomes and dwarves that came out to greet you. Taking the piss on those on the dock seems to lighten the captain's mood a hair, and as he begins whistling a shanty as the ship is finally tied off. So this scene ends as you guys are pulling into the dock at the diamond mine where you are going to be canaries.
Sweet.
Well, thank you everybody for playing. Hope you guys had fun.
Yeah, that was great, man.
I had a blast.
I like that.
I have the blast.
You have the blast for sure.
Hey, real quick before you turn off, what you mentioned you're doing a Kickstarter for this. Do you know when that's gonna?
Yeah, so the way we're going to work is we are, again, I'll introduce myself for a quick second. We are the Drifters Atlas. Zach and I run a stream on Tuesday nights at 9 o'clock Central. We do world building. So we are doing an Ascension world building, which is where this Kickstarter is going to be. It's a community-driven world building. So we are taking input from the chat to build the world. We are doing this. The Mother Lode that you played Adventure 1 of 3 on is going to go into as a zine on Kickstarter in July. Adventures 4 through 6 will go probably as a zine in September. And then Ascension, the entire world building, will be available as a book in the end of the year at Kickstarter. So hope everyone enjoyed the first thing here. Oh, and for help block a weld out of the case or out of the jail, you guys all get a title.
A tiara and a title, Poon.
Yeah. I just got to find the title here in my
in the conclusion
notes. Is it in the conclusion? Okay, yes. So you earned Blocka Weld's favor, and that's BLACCAWEDDS favor. You assisted him in his escape. You are now owed a favor from the Elder Fae that might just come in handy later.
Nice.
There we go.
So, thank you very much, guys. I had a blast, and I hopefully we did a decent job of raising some money here and warm up the stream for the 2 o'clock game.
Woo.
A lot of fun.
Thank you so much. It was awesome.